Some disappearances defy explanation. But what's even more baffling are the impossible places where missing people have been found. From a climber stranded halfway up a cliff to a man discovered inside a giant statue, these stories challenge what we think is possible. How did they end up there? And what clues might they reveal? Today, we dive into the impossible places people were found, stories that will leave you questioning everything. Stay tuned, the answers might be more unbelievable than the mysteries themselves. Tribal tracks. In 1969, journalist Milt Macklin and a documentary crew traveled to Papua New Guinea to investigate the disappearance of Michael Rockefeller, son of Nelson Rockefeller. Michael vanished in 1961 after his boat capsized. His companion was rescued, but Michael, who swam toward shore for help, was never seen again. Declared legally passed away in 1964, his fate sparked theories ranging. In 2011, old footage from Milt's investigation resurfaced. One shot showed an individual with distinct features among the Asmat people, fueling speculation that Michael might have joined the community. However, cameraman Malcolm Kirk noted the person could have simply been a unique member of the group. While Michael's fate remains a mystery, this footage has revived debate. Could the person in the video be Michael Rockefeller? Share your thoughts below. Stephen Kubaki. On May 5, 1979, 23-year-old Stephen Kubaki woke up on a grassy knoll in Pittsfield, Massachusetts, wearing a marathon t-shirt and lying next to a backpack with maps and hitchhiking signs. He had no memory of how he got there and discovered he had been missing for 14 months. His last known activity was a solo ski trip near Lake Michigan in February 1978, where his footprints reportedly ended abruptly at the lake's edge, leading to speculation that he may have fallen in. Pittsfield was over 700 miles from where he disappeared. The Michigan Triangle, the area where he went missing, is often associated with reports of unexplained disappearances. Although Stephen expressed plans to retrace his steps, he has not disclosed details about those missing months. Could there be more to the story? Do you believe Stephen's silence about his missing months is a way to protect himself, or could it be because the truth is too unbelievable to share? Comment and chat with me. Found frozen. On December 21, 1980, Wally Nelson in Langy, Minnesota found his friend Jean Hilliard lying frozen on his snow-covered lawn. Her body was stiff and unresponsive, and her eyelids were stuck open due to the extreme cold. Unable to bend her joints, Wally rushed her to the hospital. Doctors were astonished her body temperature was recorded below 80 degrees Fahrenheit, her heartbeat was just 8 beats per minute, and her skin was too affected by the cold to administer an IV. Remarkably, Jean recovered. After being gradually warmed with heating pads, she began moving within hours and fully healed in a matter of days, with only minor frostbite on her toes. Experts suggest her survival might be attributed to a phenomenon resembling chemical hibernation, where the body slows down to conserve energy and oxygen, similar to the concept of cryonics. However, unlike artificial cryonics, her recovery occurred naturally without evidence of cell damage. Jean's case continues to be studied as a rare and fascinating medical event. As Jean's case leaves scientists baffled, the next story takes us deep into the mountains of Yunnan province, where a fugitive's survival skills pushed the boundaries of human resilience. How did he remain hidden for so long? Song of the Forest. In September 2019, Chinese police used drones to survey the mountains of Yunnan province and spotted a campsite with tarps and garbage. Upon investigating on foot, they found Song, a fugitive who had been in hiding for nearly 2 decades. Song had escaped from custody in the year 2002 after being convicted of serious offenses and had been living in a small, isolated cave near his hometown for 17 years. During his years in hiding, Song survived by lighting fires with dry branches, fetching water from a ravine, and maintaining a minimal existence. Despite his resourcefulness, authorities took him back into custody to serve the remainder of his sentence. Remarkably, he appeared in relatively good condition considering the extreme circumstances he had endured. From a fugitive surviving in the wilderness for nearly 2 decades to a lost child discovered in complete darkness, the next story is just as haunting. Before exploring, I have a special 10-second request for all of you listening. If you can help me in any way, just hit the notification bell and hit that subscribe button. It helps this channel so much, and if you do that, I will do everything I can to make this show even better for you. Deal? Cave Girl. In August 2016, YouTuber Exploring with Josh and his friends were exploring the ape caves of Mount St. Helens in Washington. While navigating narrow caverns, their flashlights revealed a shocking sight: a terrified little girl alone in the darkness, without a torch. She didn't speak English, but Josh and his friends found her parents elsewhere in the cave and reunited the family. Why the girl wandered off in the pitch black remains a mystery, but in the vast 2.4-mile cave system, her discovery likely saved her from being lost forever. But what if the one who goes missing isn't old enough to understand their surroundings? The next case might leave you scratching your head. Toddler Teleportation. The mystery of Anna Thorpe began on May 4, 1950, in Dunbar, Pennsylvania, when the 2-year-old vanished from her yard after her mother heard a loud cry. 2 days later, a search team of 400 people found Anna safe in a field 2 miles away, beyond several barbed wire fences. Authorities believed she may have been placed there but found no evidence of foul play. Though frightened, Anna was unharmed, and the case was not pursued further. In a similar incident on October 9, 2010, 2-year-old Rowan Griffin disappeared while chasing a cat in Richmond, New Hampshire. His shoes were discovered hours later, and at 2:00 in the morning, searchers heard cries from a swamp 3 miles away. They found Rowan clinging to a tree, cold but unharmed. How he ended up there remains a mystery, as the case was not pursued further. What do you think could explain these events? Share your thoughts in the comments. Anna and Rowan's mysterious journeys left everyone scratching their heads, but what happens when someone finds themselves trapped in one of the tightest spaces imaginable with no easy way out? Rat's Nest Rescue. If you're even slightly claustrophobic, brace yourself for this story. In April 2016, a tourist went missing near the end of a guided tour through Rat's Nest Cave in Canmore, Canada. The guide retraced their steps and found the missing person stuck in the laundry chute, the cave's tightest section, where cavers must crawl on their back or belly. While people occasionally get wedged there, they're usually freed with a quick push. This time, the guide couldn't free the man and had to call emergency services. Over 50 responders, equipped with specialized tools, worked carefully to release him. The man had been trapped for 6 hours when they arrived, and it took another 6 hours of delicate effort to ensure his safe rescue. Thankfully, the tourist emerged unharmed. Although incidents like this are rare, they can be dangerous. This lucky explorer can be grateful for the team that brought him to safety. But not all disappearances are about narrow escapes. What happens when someone reappears years later, living an entirely different life? Finding Fritz. On February 1965, Suzanne Pica, 21, recognized a man at a sports convention who resembled her uncle, Larry Bader, missing since May 15, 1957. Larry had disappeared after taking a boat onto Lake Erie near Akron, Ohio. His boat was found intact, but Larry was missing and was declared legally passed away in 1960. The man identified himself as John Fritz Johnson, a TV broadcaster from Omaha, Nebraska, over 800 miles away. Despite denying any connection to Larry, fingerprint analysis confirmed his identity. Fritz, now 37, reportedly had no memory of his past life, believed he grew up in an orphanage, and did not recognize his wife or children, as he had remarried. Larry's reappearance led to legal complications, including disputes over his second marriage and life insurance payouts. He never publicly explained his disappearance and passed away on September 16, 1966. A tumor removed in 1961, potentially linked to memory issues, may have resurfaced. Whether he experienced genuine memory loss or intentionally left his past remains uncertain. While Fritz's story is a mystery of identity, the next one takes us to an unusual discovery high in the skies. Wailing cargo. On April 13, 2015, Alaskan Airlines Flight 448 departed Seattle for Los Angeles, but the trip took an unexpected turn. 14 minutes after takeoff, passengers and crew heard banging and unusual noises from below, prompting the pilot to return for an emergency landing. Upon landing, airport staff discovered Willa Jr., a baggage handler, trapped in the cargo hold. He had accidentally fallen asleep during his shift and was left behind when the plane departed. Disoriented in the dark, Willa tried calling for help, but his calls were dismissed. In desperation, he banged on the cargo hold ceiling, alerting passengers above. Luckily, the cargo hold was pressurized and temperature controlled, so Willa was unharmed. However, the incident led Alaskan Airlines to ban him from working on their flights, though he kept his job with his employer. This unusual event highlighted the importance of workplace safety. From the skies to the shores, what happens when a missing person reappears decades later, living under a completely new name? Gabriel Naj. Around 75% of missing persons are found within the first 24 hours, but Gabriel Naj's case was anything but typical. On January 22, 1987, his burned car was discovered near Sydney, Australia, after he went missing the previous day on his way home for lunch. Over 20 years later, a final inquest was set to declare him legally deceased. However, 2 weeks before the inquest, Senior Constable Georgia Robinson uncovered Medicare records of a man named Ron Saunders in Mackay, Queensland, over 1,000 miles from where Gabriel disappeared. Shockingly, Ron Saunders was Gabriel Naj. Gabriel had spent 23 years as a different man, claiming no memory of his life in Sydney. He vaguely recalled living outdoors and on beaches until a pastor offered him a caretaker job. A scar on Gabriel's head suggested amnesia, possibly caused by an accident linked to his car. The mystery of his disappearance remains unsolved, but not all cases involve years of mystery. The next story uncovers a tragic discovery in the most unexpected place. Dad, what's that smell? In May 2021, a father and son strolling through Santa Coloma de Gramenet near Barcelona noticed an unusual odor near the town's Stegosaurus statue. The papier-mâché statue, originally built to promote a local cinema, unexpectedly became the focus of attention for a surprising reason. Upon investigating, they discovered a crack in the statue's leg and alerted authorities, who later confirmed the presence of a missing individual. The person, a 39-year-old man, was believed to have been trapped inside for 2 days. Police suspect he may have accidentally dropped his phone into the statue and became stuck while attempting to retrieve it. A tragic and unusual incident. Which of these impossible stories left you scratching your head? Or do you have your own theory about how they ended up in such bizarre places? Let us know in the comments below. From unusual odors to screams for help, the next story will make you think twice about retrieving lost items. Drain discoveries. Christine Nees woke to screams on July the 21st, 2011, and saw movement under the streetlights on Hallaloha Way in Serra, California. Police found 21-year-old Jared Medeiros stuck headfirst in a storm drain after dropping his phone. He was trapped for 40 minutes before being rescued. Jared's ordeal isn't unique. In August 2016, a Norwegian man got stuck in a public toilet while trying to recover his phone. Firefighters found him gripping the toilet bowl of a rarely emptied tank and rescued him after nearly an hour. These incidents show the importance of exercising caution and seeking help when accidents occur. But what if the place someone claims to be found sounds more like a tall tale? Prepare for a story that blurs the line between myth and reality. Whale of a tale. In September 2016, a widely shared story claimed that Spanish fisherman Luigi Marquez survived 3 days in a whale's belly by using his waterproof watch for light and eating raw fish. This story, originating from the satirical World News Daily Report, was proven false. Marine biologists clarified that whales lack breathable air in their stomachs, and most have throats too small to swallow a human. Additionally, Luigi was a fictional character, and the accompanying photo was actually from a 2015 YouTube video about a DIY flotation device. In contrast, diver Michael Packard's June 2021 encounter with a humpback whale was a confirmed incident. While diving off Herring Cove Beach, Massachusetts, Michael accidentally ended up in the whale's mouth. Initially mistaking it for a shark, he remained there for about 30 seconds before being safely released. Experts explain that humpbacks, which feed with their mouths wide open, can unintentionally scoop up objects due to limited vision. Fortunately, their throats are too narrow to swallow a person, making Michael's experience an extraordinary yet safe close call. As extraordinary as that sounds, the next story involves a disappearance that raises even more questions about the boundaries of memory and identity. Taking the bats. Dr. William Horatio Bates, a wealthy and respected New York physician, vanished in 1902, leaving behind only a cryptic note for his wife saying he had urgent business out of town. Weeks later, reports surfaced of a man resembling him in London, working as a medical assistant at Charing Cross Hospital, over 3,000 miles away. The hospital shared that Bates had arrived as a patient, thin and malnourished, despite having significant financial resources in the U.S. When his wife traveled to London to reunite with him, Dr. Bates reportedly claimed he didn't recognize her, referring to her as a stranger. His apparent loss of memory led some to speculate he might have experienced dissociative fugue, a rare condition causing amnesia and the adoption of a new identity. However, his apparent efforts to distance himself from his wife raised questions about whether his disappearance was intentional. Dr. Bates never returned to his wife but continued his career as a renowned eye doctor, notably retaining his professional skills. Was his memory loss genuine, or was he trying to leave his past behind? Share your thoughts in the comments. And just when you think things couldn't get stranger, what would you do if you found yourself drifting towards certain disaster? Without a paddle. On June 10, 2021, in the city of Austin, Texas, city sightseers were left in shock as they looked out over Lady Bird Lake. A small boat containing 4 distressed tourists was precariously positioned near the edge of the reservoir spillway, having drifted past several safety buoys warning of the steep drop ahead. The situation was critical, with the boat seemingly moments away from disaster. Emergency services responded swiftly, attaching the vessel to a police boat and towing it safely back into open water. After such a close call, let's hope this group takes the experience as a reminder to prioritize caution while enjoying the water. They're certainly fortunate to have escaped unharmed. Love mysteries like these? Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more jaw-dropping stories of the unexplained. We've got plenty more coming your way. While that escape was all about survival, the next story shows the lengths people will go to cross borders, literally. Suitcase shockers. In March of year 2015, customs officers at the Sarpi border crossing between Turkey and Georgia encountered an unusual case. A man was found attempting to transport his girlfriend, who had been banned from entering Turkey, inside his suitcase. Their attempt to cross the border was stopped, and they were sent back to Georgia. A similar case occurred the same month, involving a Russian woman who attempted to enter Poland concealed in her husband's suitcase. These incidents underscore the risks and challenges associated with unlawful border crossings. Border control officers continue to work diligently to address such attempts and ensure safety at international borders. Stumped in the trunk. Back in 2011, an unusual incident brought back memories of the Witch Elm tale. Firefighters in Laguna Hills, California, faced a puzzling situation when they discovered a man trapped inside a tree trunk on the morning of October the 25th, 2011. It took them 90 minutes to safely free him from the hollow trunk, which extended nearly 5 feet below ground. How did he end up there? Reports suggest it was a result of a playful dare among friends. The man attempted to prove he could fit inside the tree, perhaps underestimating the difficulty of getting back out. While it might seem like harmless fun, this serves as a reminder of the importance of safety and caution in any adventurous endeavor. If you thought that was bizarre, wait until you hear about the person who found themselves stuck in something far messier. Greased frightening. It was just past 9:30 in the morning on the 13th of December, 2018, when eerie moans were heard coming from within a Chinese eatery in San Lorenzo, California. Investigators began following the echoing cries for help, tracing the voice to the restaurant's roof. They discovered that the wails grew louder as they approached a sheet metal grease duct opening. All the rescuers could see were a pair of arms coated in thick, blackened oil. Grease ducts are designed to filter out vapors from commercial cooking equipment, such as woks and deep fryers. This means the individual inside not only endured an incredibly claustrophobic situation but also spent 2 days trapped in old, rancid cooking grease. Authorities later determined that the man was attempting to access the restaurant through unconventional means when he became stuck in the duct. The individual spent nearly 48 hours in the grease-coated duct before being rescued. After his dramatic extraction, he was taken into custody for his actions. While his ordeal was harrowing, it serves as a stark reminder of the consequences of poor decisions. Cliffside Calamity. You're probably familiar with the phrase "between a rock and a hard place," but for our next incredible story, that phrase took on a very literal meaning. In February 2022, a man identified as R. Babu was found wedged in a tiny crevice in the middle of a cliff face. But the question was, how did he get there? Babu had been climbing Ched Hill in Malappuram, southern India. While his friends decided not to continue the challenging ascent, Babu pressed on with determination. Nearing the top, Babu suddenly lost his grip and began slipping down the rocky cliffside. Miraculously, the 23-year-old's fall was broken by a dip in the steep rock face, saving his life. However, he was left stranded with no way to climb down. After numerous failed attempts to reach him, rescuers finally succeeded in bringing Babu to safety after 48 hours. Now safely back on solid ground, it's likely this experience will leave a lasting impression on Babu and his adventurous spirit. From cliffs to chimneys, the next story will leave you questioning why some people take such unusual risks. Sweeping suspects. Keys often vanish mysteriously, but sometimes their owners find themselves in even stranger situations. In October 2016, in Tucson, Arizona, firefighters responded to unusual sounds coming from a suburban home. They discovered the homeowner trapped in his chimney, covered in soot after attempting to enter his house that way when he forgot his keys, a decision with unexpected and messy results. In another incident on January 8, 2022, a family in Silver Spring, Maryland, reported strange noises inside their home. Police initially found nothing, but an hour later, loud sounds emerged from the fireplace walls. Upon investigation, a person attempting to enter the property without permission was found stuck in the chimney. Firefighters worked for nearly 2 hours to safely remove him. His unsuccessful plan concluded with police intervention and his subsequent arrest. If you found today's video interesting, don't hesitate to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Your support is very important to us. Be sure to check out the next video appearing on your screen. You're sure to love the content we bring. Please leave a comment about which country you'd like us to explore next. Thank you for watching, and see you in the latest video. Thanks for being with us. Leave a comment, like to show your support, and remember to hit that subscribe button for more exciting videos. See you next time.